In the earlier session, we discussed about the division of integers and the properties of integers under addition. In that, we discussed closure property, commutative property, and the associative property. What is meant by the closure property? If you take two integers, if you add two integers, the result should be an integer. And what the commutative property says? If you add two integers and if you change the order, then the result must be the same. And what the associative property says? For associative property, we need three integers. And first, what it states here, a plus of b plus c must be equal to a plus b plus c. That means first you need to add the second and the third number. The result should be added to the first number, and the first number and the second number is to be added, and the result is added to the third number. But you have to get the result as same. Up to this we discussed. Now let us discuss few more properties under addition. We are discussing about the properties of integers. Under addition. In this we discussed commutative property, associative property and the closure property, and the next property is the additive identity. To state this statement, additive identity, let us consider few examples. Consider 2 plus some value is equal to 2. Consider minus 3 plus some value is equal to minus 3. Consider 5 plus some value is equal to 5. Here, between, if you write these equations, what we observed here, we have written the same number here. Here 2 is written, here also 2 is written. Minus 3, 5 plus 5. So here, since we are talking about the addition, we need to add here one number such that you have to get the result as the same number. Which number you need to add? You know that any number, if you add any number to 0, you will get the result is always be 0. Here, what it states here, you have to consider one integer. You need to add one number so that you have to get the same answer. Which number you need to add it here? You know that 2 plus 0 is 2, minus 3 plus 0 is minus 3, 5 plus 0 is 5. So here this 0 we call it as an additive identity of the integers. So here what the additive identity says, if you consider one integer, you need to add one integer such that you have to get the answer as the same integer. Which number you need to add it here? 0. That 0 we call it as an additive identity. 0 is the additive identity of integers. Since we are talking about the integers, so here mention integers. So if you take one integer, you have to add one number such that you need to get the same number as the answer. So that property we call it as an additive identity. So to state this one, consider if a is an integer, what it states, a plus 0 is always be a. You can write it as 0 plus a also. The same thing here. Dash plus if 0 is equal to 2. You need to add some numbers such that you have to get the same answer. Which number you need to add it here? 0. So from this what we can conclude, a plus 0 must be equal to a. That is always be equal to 0 plus a. This we call it as an additive identity. Once again, what is meant by additive identity? If you consider any integer, you need to add one integer such that the result should always you have to get the same number what we have considered. So which number you need to add it here? 0. Always if you add 0 to some number, that number will be the answer. That 0 we call it as an additive identity of integers under addition. Now see the next property, which is the last property under the addition, which is additive inverse. What's the next one? Additive inverse. What it states? Let us consider few examples. 3 plus -5 Yes. Here, just reverse we have written. To additive identity, what we have written? We need to add some numbers such that we have to get the same number here. Here, what we have to write? Took one integer. We need to add some integer such that you have to get the result as the 0. You always have to get the result as 0. Which number you need to add it here? Very simple. Just you have to change the symbol of the given taken integer. Here 3 is there. If you add -3, you know that 3 minus 3 is 0. Here -5 is there. If you add 5, you know that 5 minus 5 is 0. Again here +6 is there. If you add -6, you know that 6 minus 6 is 0. Again here -6 is there. If you add +6, you will get the result 0. From this, what we can conclude here, if you took any integer, if you want to find the additive inverse of the given integer, just you need to change the symbol of the given integer. So here, what it states here, if a is an integer, then what the additive inverse says, a plus of minus a must be equal to 0. That must be equal to minus a plus a. Suppose they will ask, what is the additive inverse of 5? Which is nothing but minus 5. Because if you subtract, you will get the result as 0. Then they can ask, what is the additive inverse of minus 4? You know that plus 4. Just you need to change the symbol of the given number. What is the additive inverse of minus 100? Which is nothing but plus 100. Because after adding these two, always you have to get the result as 0. Just you need to change the symbol so that you will get the additive inverse of the given number. What is the additive inverse of minus 1000? Plus 1000. What is the additive inverse of minus 224? Which is nothing but plus 224. What is the additive inverse of plus 224? Minus 224. Just you need to change the symbol so that you will get the additive inverse of the given integer. This is about under addition. What we have discussed: closure property, commutative property, associative property, additive identity and additive inverse. Now we are going to discuss about under multiplication. The same properties we are going to discuss. So here, right here, under multiplication. At first we discussed about addition. Now we are going to discuss about under multiplication. What is our first property? Closure property. What it states? You have to consider two integers. What it states under addition, if you add two integers, you have to get the result is also an integer. Here, if you multiply two integers, you have to get the result as an integer. Consider two integers and multiply. 1 into 3. And consider minus 1 into 3. Consider 2 into minus 4. Let us solve this one. What is the value of 1 into 3? Which is 3. And what is the value of 1 into 3? Which is 3. Now multiply the symbols. Minus into plus is minus. So the result is minus 3. What is the value of 2 into 4? 8. What is the value of plus into minus? Which is minus. Here you can observe that if you took two integers and if you multiply those integers, you are getting the answer. The result is also an integer. You know that 3 minus 8, these are all the integers. So we can say that the closure property holds good under multiplication. So write it here in the form of the statement. If a, b are integers, then a into b is also an integer. That means if you consider any two integers, if you multiply those integers, you have to get the result as an integer. That property we call it as a closure property under multiplication. Now see the next property, which is the commutative property. What it states here, if you take any two numbers, if you under addition, what we have discussed, if you add those integers and if you change their order, you have get the result as same. Here, since we are talking about the multiplication, if you multiply two integers and if you change their order, you have to get the result as the same. Here, the property remains the same, just we are changing the operation. And in the earlier session we discussed under addition. Now we are discussing about the multiplication. Consider two numbers and multiply. 2 into 3. Here what we need to take, just we need to change the order. That means here you need to take here 3 into 2. Again consider one more minus 5 into 3. Next here what we need to consider, just we need to change the order. Here we have written minus 5 into 3. There you have to write 3 into minus 5. So write 3 into minus 5. In both these cases you have to get the same result. If you are getting the same answer, then we can say that commutative property holds good under multiplication. So now calculate it. What is the value of 2 into 3? 6. And what is the value of 3 into 2? Which is also 6. Now here, what is the value of 5 into 3? 15. Now check for the symbol. Minus into plus. What is the value of minus into plus? Minus. You know that if one is positive and one is negative, the result will always be negative. Now multiply 3 into 5, which is 15. What is the value of plus into minus? Which is minus. From these two statements, what we can conclude here, 2 into 3 must be equal to 3 into 2. Both are same. If you multiply 2 with 3, you are getting the answer 6. And if you are multiplying 3 with 2, you are getting the answer 6. So we can say that 2 into 3 is equal to 3 into 2. This property we call it as a commutative property. Let us write this one in the form of the variables. Consider if a and b are integers, what the commutative property under multiplication says, a into b must be equal to b into a. This property we call it as a commutative property. Next see the associative property. All this we discussed, just we are changing the operations. Before we discussed about addition, now we are discussing about the multiplication. Associative property. We already stated for associative property we need 3 integers. So what it states here, 2 into 3 into 4. First you need to multiply the second number with the third number, and for that result you need to multiply the first number. Here what we need to do, first we need to multiply first and the second number. The result should be multiplied by the third number. Whether you are getting the same answer or not, you need to check. Consider one more example, 1 into 2 into 3. Here what we need to write, 1 into 2 into 3. Just you need to multiply the first two numbers, then after the third number. Whether you are getting the same answer or not, we need to check here. First solve what is there in the brackets first. 3 into 4. What is the value of 3 into 4? 12. Now multiply with 2. 2 into 12. What is the value of 2 into 12? 24. Whether you are getting the 24 or not here, you need to check. First multiply 2 into 3. 6. 6 into 4? 24. So here, now here, 2 into 3. 6. 1 into 6? 6. Here, 1 into 2? 2. 2 into 3? 6. Here you can observe that in both the cases you are getting the same answer. From this what we can write it here, 2 into 3 into 4. If you multiply like this, or 2 into 3 into 4. If you multiply like this, you are getting the same answer. This property we call it as an associative property. Now write in the form of the variables. If a, b, c are integers, what it states under multiplication, a into b into c is equal to a into b into c. Just you need to multiply the second number and the third number with the first number, and here we need to multiply the first number and the second number. The result is multiplied by the third number. This property we call it as an associative property. Next, the property is multiplicative identity. Before we discussed about the additive identity. What is additive identity? 0 is the additive identity. Now discuss about the multiplicative identity. What it states, consider one integer. If you need to multiply one integer such that you have to get the same integer. Consider one more, 5 into, you need to multiply one number such that you have to get the same integer. Consider minus 3 into some number, you have to get the same integer. Which number you need to multiply here? You know that any number multiplied by 1, you have to get the same answer. You know that 2 into 1 is 2, 5 into 1 is 5, minus 3 into 1 is minus 3. This one we call it as a multiplicative identity. So write it here. One is multiplicative identity. That means what it states, the multiplicative identity. If you consider any integer, you need to multiply, because since we are talking about the multiplication, you need to multiply one number such that you have to get the same number as the answer what we have considered before. So which number you need to multiply here? 1 is the number you need to multiply so that you will get the same answer. That one we call it as a multiplicative identity. Now define here, if a is an integer, then what the multiplicative identity says? A into 1 must be equal to a. This is the multiplicative identity. You can write it as 1 into a also. So this property we call it as a multiplicative identity. Let us discuss the last property under multiplication, which is distributive property. What the distributive property says here. So this property says here, for this property also we need the 3 integers. Let us consider those integers as a, b, c. So what the distributive property says here, a into b plus c. Here the name itself says here, we are distributing this a value to both of these numbers. So here you can write a into b plus, again you need to multiply this a to this number. First we multiplied to b and now we are multiplying with c. So a into c. This property we call it as a distributive property. What it states, a into b plus c must be equal to a into b plus a into c. Whether it is true or not, by taking few examples we are going to prove. Let us consider a value as 1, b value as 2 and c value as 3. You know that these 3 are integers. Now check for the LHS. What it states, a into b plus c. What is the value of a? 1, b value 2, c value 3. We need to find the value which are there in the brackets. So what is the value of 2 plus 3? 5. You know that 1 into 5 is 5. This is the value of LHS. Now we need to check the value of RHS. What it states, a into b plus a into c. We need to calculate this value. What is the value of a? 1, b value 2, a value 1, c value 3. Now you need to solve what is in the brackets first. What is the value of 1 into 2? 2 plus what is the value of 3 into 1? 3. What is the value of 2 plus 3, which is 5. Here we got the answer as 5. Here we got the answer as 5. From this what we can say here, LHS is equal to RHS. We can write as 1 into 2 plus 3. This one, according to the distributive property, we can distribute this one to both these numbers. From this you can write 1 into 2 plus 1 into 3. The same thing we have done here. 1 into 2 plus 3 is equal to 1 into 2 plus 1 into 3. At last, we got the result as same. This property we call it as a distributive property of multiplication under addition. Up to this, we discussed about properties under addition and multiplication. Based on this, we are going to discuss the next exercise in the next session.